What's up? Sean here, and it's time to start a new session. It's time to start talking about games that have you run, jump, and avoid bottomless pits. It's time to start talking about the platformer. Let's go. A lot of gaming genres were born in the arcades, and the platformer was definitely no exception. A lot of you know about this game, right? What about this game? Or this game? The Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man games were definitely classics, but as for the games that followed, well, let's just say, not all games can be hits. However, Namco, the developers behind Pac-Man, got an idea. Let's take Pac-Man out of the maze, give him his red hat and boots from the Hanna-Barbera cartoon, and have him run and jump on the streets and forest paths of Pac-Land. For a lot of you who are already exposed to Super Mario Bros., Pac-Land may not look like much, but at arcades, this was new tech that had the gaming industry taking notes. I can't believe I'm holding a game that started a genre. Dude, Super Mario, Crash Bandicoot, Mega Man, even Sonic the Hedgehog probably wouldn't exist without this game. Pretty hefty stuff. Needless to say, the platformer started to stray away from the arcades as the lines between the home market and the arcade market started to solidify. Otherwise, we'd be talking about something else right now. But as I was doing some research, I made a couple of interesting observations. Looking back at some of the platforming games I enjoyed growing up, I noticed a lot of downtime. They encouraged players to explore the stages in search of hidden power-ups and bonus stages. Downtime like this is bad for business, because an unskilled player can monopolize a cabinet longer, and as a result, it can make less money. An arcade game should constantly test a player's skill, and only the most skilled players should play longer. And what better way to prove this point than with a game that I didn't even know existed before I started this project. Let's look at Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. This game pits Sonic and his friends, Mighty the Armadillo and, unbeknownst to me before now, Ray the Squirrel, in an isometric platformer similar to Sonic 3D Blast. Instead of looking for and rescuing flickies, the trio is running away from an environment that seems to be falling apart at their heels, constantly forcing the player to go frantic with the trackball controller. Now this is Sonic the Hedgehog we're talking about here. The Blue Blur. There's gotta be another game out there with the same frantic pace that would make a good arcade game. And I think I may have an idea. Do you know about Blue Sonic? Probably not, because that's my name for this version of Sonic. This guy has the ability to use ring energy to boost himself to breakneck speeds. He can be found in Sonic Rush, Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, and this game here, Sonic Unleashed. These games may have had a few elements that encouraged exploration like other platformers, but Sonic's abilities always encourage players to blow through a stage as fast as possible, even replay levels to improve their time. With a system like this, it can be extremely easy to produce a game that can include the same constantly challenging gameplay Sega Sonic had to offer. Maybe we could have Eggman rig each checkpoint with explosives, right? Requiring players to reach each one before it explodes. Dude, we're talking about high-speed gameplay requiring fast reflexes, making sure only the most skilled keep playing. And on a side note, dude, look at this game in motion. It looks amazing. If I were to see this game in arcades first, I would have been popping quarters just counting down the days in which I could bring this game home. I had such a great time with this game. It was definitely a step forward from the days of Sonic Heroes and Sonic 4 and Sonic 06. Definitely an improvement. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about arcade platformers? What do you think of the games that I showed off on this episode? Would you spend a quarter or two of these games if they were only available in an arcade cabinet? Leave your comments below. And with that said, that's going to end it off for this session. And as always, if you got some hotness out of this, find a subscribe button. Click it. That's going to keep you updated on all of my future videos. This is Sean. Stay classy, and I'll see you on the next session.